Alrighty, welcome to Anger and Frustration Week. Seems to become a usual thing here on the channel once a month, starting off with mildly infuriating, a-hole design, maybe a little bit of bad drivers, things like that. We'll start off with number 19, my girlfriend's kitchen, everyone. Wow, calling her out. You're gonna be in the doghouse if she finds this Reddit post. I mean, I get it. You know, you get to the end of the ketchup bottle, it starts doing the spray all over the place, and then you're contending with the balance of the liquidy stuff that settles and the actual ketchup bits that you want. And you're like, I don't want to waste this, but also this is just highly inconvenient to get on my food. You don't want to like unscrew the top and then kind of use a knife to scrape it out of there. So you get a new ketchup bottle and you're like, no, I promise I'm going to use the old one. But then you open the new one and it just works so much better. And you just have that old one sitting in there. You're like, I'll use it sometime. And then it just compounds and compounds. Just take those and throw them out. I assume that's what you're doing here. So you're doing a good service. Sometimes it just takes a third party to come in and do what needs to be done. Seriously, Walt. Disney just paid $71 billion for Fox, but they can't afford two-ply. Disneyland Resort, Anaheim, California. Do you really expect two-ply anywhere in a public restroom? Let's be realistic here, okay? Yeah, it's not pleasant, but the solution is just to never have to go poop in the theme park, all right? My body, it's amazing. I have a very regular poop schedule generally when I'm just working on a daily basis, doing what I do, making videos. But as soon as I have to go somewhere and do something and it offsets my routine, my body just, nope, you're not pooping. We will not force you to have to go in a public restroom. We'll wait until we get home. That could be in a day, that could be two. The third day it's stretching it, you're gonna have to go, but hopefully there's a hotel or something. But it's amazing how our bodies can adapt. I think one time when I went to this wilderness camp in 6th grade, I went 4 days. And as someone who usually goes 3 times a day, going 4 days without going to the bathroom, that was a thing, but I didn't feel like bloated or anything. It was just, damn, you're good, body. You're good at unconsciously accommodating. These are both 30 by 30. One pair is 5 inches longer. Turns out that you need to try on clothing. Turns out every piece you need to try on before you buy them. Although to be fair, like these aren't the exact same jeans. So if you're buying different brands or a different cut, it's probably worth just like making sure. Also, that difference, maybe you ordered online. Yeah, that's probably it. Because if you were at the store, you would have noticed that before you purchased it. You're like, it says they're the same size, but I'm not so sure about that. It could have been mislabeled right there. It's likely they want me to have an aneurysm. Daredevil, 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 Daredevil. Marvel. Are these comic books? These are comic books, right? Not DVDs. You haven't like purchased. Can you purchase the Netflix Daredevil on a DVD or Blu-ray set? Is that something? I don't think that's something you can do. That'd be weird. Yeah, I wonder what happened there. I think that would aggravate even the people on Marvel's. Then they'd be like, "What the heck is this? We can't sell this. It doesn't line up. This is the worst." Everyone who watches my Minecraft videos would be very upset right now. They are very, very adamant about everything being perfectly lined up, except for my nether portals. We've now established where my nether portals have to have the corners mined out and different blocks put in the corners. Like, that's the norm now. So at least it's like, that's the one part where it's different. Anything else that's out of line, unacceptable. This would drive everyone crazy. I was worried about privacy, so I asked if they could put a door up to the men's changing room. Problem solved. Maybe it's electrochromatic. They really splurged on it. There's a light switch you can press and it'll toggle it between opaque and transparent. Don't really know why you would want a transparent option when it comes to a locker room to begin with, but interesting. Don't quite get it. The style is interesting too. Very large numbers on everything. So in case you lose your way, you can find your way back. No excuse for forgetting what locker you put your items in or what stall you're in case someone gets trapped in there. The only reason why I hate glasses. I never had to wear glasses before, so unfortunately I can't relate. And even like when you're snowboarding, it tends to be okay. But yeah, I can see how that would be an issue, especially if you're riding a bike or something and it's kind of misting out. You need some little mini windshield wipers for your glasses. Has anyone made those yet? Little miniature battery-powered windshield wipers that you can have on your glasses? If not, let's do it. We can become billionaires from a majestic invention that I'm sure nobody has ever tried before because nobody's ever thought of this problem. Yeah, how are we so good, though, with our eyes? at like not getting water into them. Like your eyes never get coated like that. It's like our eyelashes and our ability to squint just that good. I guess in the worst case scenario, we just can't look straight ahead as we're walking into the rain. So there is that. But our eyes are really good at like not having that happen to them. You really couldn't give it to me. Height, 5'2.99. I wonder what was measuring that. Some kind of laser measuring device. In which case, I hate to break it to you, but unless you're completely bald, it probably gave you a couple extra hundredths of an inch just based upon your hair. So technically, you didn't even reach 5'2.99. I apologize for that. It's okay though. I'm 5'7". I actually don't know what my exact height is. I don't know if I'm like, could I be 5'6.99 or could I be 5'7.01? I haven't done an exact measurement and I'm kind of scared to because I might find out I'm actually not even technically 5'7". So maybe ignorance is bliss in that regard. We can just, let's be in this together. Let's not measure anymore. Okay, it also, earlier in the day, if you go and measure yourself, you're gonna be slightly taller. So try that out next time. Maybe this was done in the evening and you compress a little bit as you walk. And as you do things, your spine, like it just gets a little bit compressed. I think you can have like half an inch difference between the start of the day and the end of the day. So don't worry, you can be 5'3.5" if you do this right when you wake up. She spent $7 on an ice cream cone for an Instagram picture, then threw it away. You can't buy me love, but you can buy me ice cream. Yeah, well, you think she looks like that? Yeah, I bet she takes a lot of photos with ice cream at various ice cream shops. It's probably her brand on Instagram. Jenny's Splendid Ice Creams. Jenny probably goes to a lot of ice cream shops. You think she's gonna look like that if she eats all of them? Okay, there's gotta be a balance. She probably eats some, but like, if your brand is every day going to multiple ice cream shops and taking photos, like, something's gotta give. I applaud her restraint because I don't think I could do the same thing. It's a business expense though, right? You know, she's got to build that following, build that brand. And in the whole scheme of things, compared to other businesses, an ice cream is a pretty small investment. Also though, how do you know for sure that this is the same person? You think someone would go on the internet and tell lies? I want to believe it at face value. I don't know for sure though. Also, what I've realized now is Jenny's Splendid Ice Creams I don't think that's the Instagram person's name. That's the location. So I actually don't know. That's probably not her brand. Scheduled Uber for 4 a.m. to 4:15 a.m. It arrives at 3:35 a.m. and charges me for wait time. I didn't actually know that you could schedule an Uber at a particular time. Huh, kind of interesting. Also though, it's probably a technique. I'm not gonna lie. There are also times when a driver purposefully drives around for a little bit pretending they're lost and then they cancel the ride, but it's been after 5 minutes, so you get charged for that. There are a bunch of little scammeroos that they can do. For the most part, the service works. That's how Spotify works. Ads on Spotify. Actual products, ads about Spotify Premium to get rid of ads. I've actually never used Spotify without Premium, so I don't know how it works, but I bet they've done the market research and they've determined that, you know, we get better conversions than anything if we just advertise our premium product and try to get people to pay. It actually ends up yielding more money for us than people who are just paying us for listens. So might as well do that. Yep. Got excited from far away about the motel having a swimming pool. You know, the interesting little fact about this is that a well-maintained area of grass actually requires more water than the evaporation of a surface of water of the same size. Fun fact for you. So technically, if we're just talking about water, it's more environmental to have a pool than it is to have a grass lawn. The more you know. Now, we're not incorporating things like heating cost and the power that goes into cycling the water and cleaning it and any waste, obviously, but just from a pure water perspective, it's more economical to have a pool. Work as a financial auditor when reviewing cash deposits. I found that one of our employees accepted this $100 bill. Warn, this is not real money. This is copy money. Because they're just not paid enough to take their job seriously or something like that. It's like, it looks pretty good. I don't know. Someone probably just stamped that on there, you know? It looks good to me. No one could ever create a fake that nicely. And if they did, they definitely wouldn't go and and stamp that on it, so it must be real money for sure. YouTubers are now literally just reading Reddit posts and making money off of it. That's awkward. You know, if we look on the bright side here, this isn't my video at least. Let's see if next month mine is on here. Feel personally attacked right now. Hey, you know what? I'm not getting 1.8 million views though, so yeah, I'm an underdog here, okay? You guys like underdogs, right? I know Reddit does like underdogs generally, so I'm the underdog. They're the big dog. So I'm cool. Probably not. Probably not. This is awkward. Okie dokie. Well, we move along now. We'll just continue. We'll just keep it going. No title needed. Hey, U.S. government, can you fix the roads you taxed me to build so I won't fork up my car you taxed me annually to drive that I paid for with the income you also taxed that I park at my home that's highly taxed? That I also paid a significant amount of sales tax on when I purchased an additional 9.5%. Not to get political here, but I do agree with this. It's expensive to run cars. Granted, supercar is a luxury and you can't really complain in any regard about that. But assuming that you have a car that is purely your commute car and it is purely necessary, you have to have it, and there's no additional pleasure out of getting it. Yeah, it'd be nice if everything worked with roads and stuff and there weren't potholes that you had to worry about hitting that are gonna destroy your wheel, pop your tire, potentially. In LA, there are ample speed bumps that are just like in the road. It's really nice. I assume it's for, oh, we need to run a wire across, and rather than floating it above the street, we'll run it in the street. But instead of like digging under in order to put the wire in, they're just like, we'll lay it on top of what's already there, and we'll basically just pave a speed bump over it on a 40-mile-an-hour speed limit street right in the middle of it. Like, that seems good, right? I don't see what could possibly be wrong with this situation. Also, with all the rain this season, oh my God, the amount of potholes. On my street in particular, there are several of these locations where the fixes that they do, within a couple weeks after a little bit of rain, it's exactly right back to where it was before, and they keep just patching it in the exact same way. They don't try to vary their technique in order to ensure that the fix actually lasts. It just goes right back to where it was, and then you have to report it again and 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 again, and I could probably count like 20 different fixes in particular locations. Now it's right back to where it was. Just, I want, as someone who enjoys driving, likes going on drives, roads being in good condition, really nice, especially with low clearance cars, and I'm happy to pay for a luxury, but just allow me to enjoy it without fear for damaging it. My school banned the dinosaur game. No internet. The owner of this device has turned off the dinosaur. Wait. There's a dinosaur game in Chrome when you don't have an internet connection? I didn't know this. Oh my God. Oh my God. I've had this so many times, and I never know that you could just actually have fun with it. I've been so frustrated every time my internet goes out, not knowing that it's just presenting me with a way to kill time. Oh my God. I'm gonna have to like play this over on Captain Sparkles, except I have to purposely make my internet go out in order to do that. I guess I can just pull the Ethernet cable out. What the heck? How have I didn't realize it was functional. I'm mildly infuriated that I didn't know, and you're probably mildly infuriated that I didn't know, or you didn't know either, and you're mildly infuriated you didn't know. Wow. When this happens, I hate it when people pace match each other. Oh God, I love how we're getting a couple really relatable ones with the potholes and road maintenance, and then people pace matching each other on the road. But why do they do that? I swear to you, this is me and my conspiracy theories. But I swear to you, I see people going at different rates, and then I pull up right behind them, okay? And then they must look at each other and be like, let's trap him behind us. And then they just start going the same speed when they weren't previously. And then Ooh, the worst one is like, okay, I'll be behind a slower person. The person in the left lane is going faster. I go over to the left lane, and then the person in the right lane decides, now it's time for me to speed up. And then they pace match when they weren't previously, because it's like they decide, oh, now I need to race because they want to get by me. Can't let them by me. I get it. I probably look like an asshole in a bright car going faster than everyone, but still definitely within the speed limit, obviously. But just let me, okay? You are not the police. You do not have to take matters into your own hand to try to slow me, to pace match someone else so I'm stuck behind. Just let the traffic go. Oh, it's even worse when you're on particular driving roads that are out in the outskirts and it's a one-lane road. Okay, you get caught behind someone. There are a ton of turnouts on the road. A lot of people are kind enough to, they see, okay, someone's hot on my tail in the rearview mirror. They pull off into one of the turnouts, let you by. It's kind of them to do it. But then you'll get to an actual stretch where they add an extra passing lane, and you'll have some people who stay in the left lane purposefully. And then you have to be the one to go around them. And they do it on purpose just because they don't like you. And I'm like, oh, how dare you pull to the frickin' right side of the road. You know what you're doing right now. You're not that oblivious, okay? You skip the turnouts. Whatever, that's your prerogative. But go to the right when the passing lane happens. Oh my God. Okay, this personally hurts me, and that's why I'm ranting about it. But there we go. That's it for Mildly Infuriating. Thank you. Probably ranted about all these things before. Passionate about them. That's it. Make sure to like if you like. Check the playlist in the description if you want to catch more Mildly Infuriating. Subscribe if you're not already. And if you want to listen to the music in the background, link in the outro description over on Mirror Music. I'll see you next time.